Hello there. So, can you hear me okay? I'm in Ocean City, doing our bi-weekly live stream. So I'm at Hello there. There's a lot of latency though, that's the thing. Anyway, we always deal with that. So, hello everyone. Brian here. If you're new, welcome. This is kind of a weird one because I'm not at my normal home studio and all that stuff. So, I've been gone for about over a month. But we have some deals to look at today. I'm in Ocean City, Maryland right now. I'm at a Airbnb, a little condo by the beach, which is why I'm in the bedroom of the condo right now. Audio plugin Pooch is here. It's only about 2 hours away from my regular home. So I have a couple things open. So I'm looking at the Audio Modern deal right now. We have the Audio Modern, so it has Opacity 1 and 2, and then Atom. All really good libraries. So Atom's here. And then if this is done downloading, yeah, we should also have some of the Vivum. We have this AudioFire Vivum bundle, which has everything. We can look at 3 of those libraries. There's 9 libraries in that bundle, and we can look at 3 of those today. I'm also using a new thing to like manage the chat, so it's a little weird. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to. Oh well. I was trying to do this new thing that would like be easier for giveaways and stuff, and it's like not really working. Anyway. So how's everyone doing today? It's been a while since we've had a stream. So hope everyone is doing well. We're gonna have giveaways today. If I find my where the hell I just downloaded that thing to. There it is. So yeah, there's 3 different libraries for that, for the Vivum thing we can look at. They're all kind of similar, just different sound sources and whatnot. Yeah, I'm trying this thing called Nightbot. Well, it's not working at all right now. But that's what I was trying to do. Chat stats 00. I don't. Oh, maybe it is working. Let me do a random thing real quick. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, so I'm dealing with like 2 different things right now. Because that's... So yeah, I guess it kind of works. I'm looking at this thing called Nightbot. So like if it looks at all the users that are chatting in here actively, and it like rolls and like randomly picks one of them. But it says there's only 10 eligible users when I know there's more people than that in here, so that wouldn't really be fair to do. So we're probably just gonna do it the normal old-fashioned way. Yeah, Simeon's the one, he does videos for us. That's who he told me about it. Any tips for composing choral, like for chorus, not for choir? Not really. I don't know. I don't know. See, now it says there's only 4 eligible users for the winner, so I guess only 4 of you can win. Hello, Arfo. Hello, everyone. So I think we've kind of looked at this library recently. I know we've looked at all of the Audio Modern stuff at one point or another. I feel like we did Atom fairly recently. Am I right about that? I love that library as well. It's really, really good. This is one of my favorite sounds from this, called Animoog combination. This sound right here. It's just really kind of like bold and creepy, very sci-fi-y. Yeah, we've had Opacity 2 and Atom. We've done deals on all these, but like now they're all in a bundle. So I feel like the most recent one we looked at was Atom. That's why I'm trying to remember which one would be most fresh in everyone's memory. So let's just go through and like check out some of these. So all of these, like while I'm looking through the presets right now, all of them are gonna have where you can go down here and there's gonna be like layer 1 and layer 2 and our arpeggiator here, which can turn on and off. By default, it's usually off, you know, for the atmospheres and synths and stuff. And we can go into the mix here. So we have these effects here on the layer 1, layer 2 channel. And then you can go in the mix and say we could choose different sounds for each layer. So we could go here and say, look through all of these, synthetic grain base. Now it's a completely different sound. It was kind of the same feeling because we like chose that one preset, and the preset has like effects and the effects kind of pre-processed and everything. So even when we select a new sound source for one of the layers, those effects are still going to be there, and it sounds it gives the same vibe, just a different sound source. So if we take this one and say effects, metallic taps and grain bass, and turn that down, it's kind of crazy loud. So we turn down grain bass completely. That's pretty quiet, but like it's just like a weird, it's textures. Which is actually really, really cool for sound design and stuff like that. You can make sound effects and Foley atmospheres with this kind of stuff as well. Can I recommend a library for Halloween? I feel like we always have like some kind of like Halloween-y type deals and stuff. So it's only August 19th, so I will have some recommendations for Halloween. Probably Adam would be good as well. Honestly, it has a lot of like really creepy stuff in it. Last year we did the horror harp from Simple Samples. That was a freebie, and that was kind of Halloween themed, and which we did like a really fun little video for it. So let's try to find something creepy in here because Ebo. It's kind of spacey. Nocturne pad. As you can hear, there's kind of, you see this layer is called Steph voice. There's like kind of a synthy vocal element to that. That's a pretty good Halloween sound, pretty creepy. So these are in the effects category. It says guitar design for that one. Yeah, I'm kind of giving up on Nightbot. I don't understand it. Anyone ever used it? Anyway, let's do a giveaway just the old-fashioned way for now. We are doing 4 giveaways for $50 gift cards to audio plugin deals, which you can use on anything. So if you like some of the sounds that you hear, some of the libraries that we are looking at, you can use that. If you win, you can use that on anything like that. So how do we do the giveaway? So for our giveaways, so don't start yet, but I'm going to ask everyone to type one number between 1 and 1,000. So just pick a random number between 1 and 1,000. Only type 1. Don't type 100 numbers. And when I say, yeah, the old-fashioned way, when I say go into the chat, everyone's going to do that. And whoever gets closest to a randomly selected number wins. So you can start typing those numbers now. Between 1 and 1,000. And again, remember, only type 1, because we always have someone that types like 1,000 numbers over and over. So we usually do these every 2 weeks as well. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. You guys haven't seen me in a while. Been traveling the world for about a month now, and I'm still not even home. I was home for a little bit, and now we're in Ocean City, which was something else that was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and going back home tomorrow. So Opacity 2 libraries, Opacity 1 and 2 are guitar phrase-based libraries from Audio Modern. Obviously, these are all Contact Player libraries as well. These 3 right here, so you don't need the full version of Contact to make use of these, which is nice, I think. So let's look at, while we're doing this, we looked a little at Adam. We can listen to more of those sounds if anyone wants to hear them. And Opacity is going to be guitar based, so to give you an idea of what those will be. So if you can see here, the different keys that I'm kind of clicking correspond to this panel here. So chords, phrases, sequences, and then swell. So you can see as now I'm in the yellow, so that'll go to the swells right here. So you can hear each key is a different chord. So you can do progressions that way by using the different keys. It's very beautiful, very ambient and spacey. Someone asked where's home. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. Right now I'm in Ocean City, Maryland. A couple hours away. It's a beach resort type town. Before that I was in Mongolia, which many of you know, which was the absolutely incredible, life-changing, wild expedition. So seen a lot in the past month or so. Yeah, this library is really, really beautiful. Um, and it is phrase based, but like there's so many programmed to each key, and it's great. Even if you just want to use swells, um, like a chord, just a swelling chord on the guitar, that you could use that in honestly any genre. You could use that in electronic music, you can use it in pop rock music, you can use that in cinematic music, anything. It's really great. All right, so I think most people have had their time to enter their number for the giveaway. If you just joined, just type one number between 1 and 1,000, you might win. But we're going to wrap that first one up here. A few more seconds. And we'll take this time to kind of look over what deals we currently have. So we do have, a lot of deals all the time. This is what we currently have going on. Synth Modular 2, which is actually really cool. If you're into, real modular hardware synths and stuff, you would probably absolutely love that one. We've looked at that before. There's going to be videos on all of these products as well. If we don't get to look at it in the stream, there's going to be some information about it. If we just click on the page and go down to media, you'll be able to read about it, and then in media you'll be able to check out the different videos. And usually if you scroll over, there's going to be stuff that either me or one of our other vloggers has done. So it's going to be a little bit different than just a company walkthrough. Join our newsletter. I'm already joined. All right. All right, giveaway 1 is ending. All right, let's pick a number and see who has won. All right, so the first number is going to be 391. So early on, I saw 378. It's pretty close, 13 off. Oh, there was wait. Two people had 378, and the first one was Aaron Brito, who said it like right in the beginning, so that's gonna be it. We have two people guess the exact same thing like that, and I don't see anyone that's closer. Does anyone else, did you see someone that's closer? You said 385 or something. Oh, okay, I see that. There you go. Email support at audioplugin.deals. If you didn't win, do not despair. We've got more. Okay. So back to this one, the Opacity, the guitar library that I was talking about. What I have loaded up is just like the initial thing when we load it, and you see up here it says session 1. Right, so we can click on that, and there's going to be a lot of different things there. As you can see, there's 14 different sessions, but like some of them also, like session 9, it has 1 and 2. So there's going to be like some variations there. And in the second column here, it says 136 beats per minute and D minor. So that's going to tell you like the key, the chords, and the beats per minute, the tempo of that particular session. So obviously, my DAW is at 120 right now, so this is supposed to be at 136. But if you slow it down to 120, it's still gonna sound good. But if you have like something that's 70 BPM and you play it at like 200 BPM, it's gonna not sound so good. So let's just check out some of these. Go to session 7, so that's actually in 120. I'm reading this thing. I don't even see like some of those, which is why we need like something. Because my chat didn't even like show up all this stuff. I don't even see a 385. Oh, I do see that, but I don't see that. Okay. Whatever. Bernard won. So we're looking at session 7. Again, opacity. You can hear immediately when I started playing that how different that is from the first one we looked at, which was like really ambient and beautiful, and this one's kind of the tremolo going on. It's a little bit more distorted, a little bit more edgy. It's still ambient, it's still spacey, but it's just got, you know, a little bit of overdrive distortion on it, and it sounds almost a bit more Western, you know, a little bit more twangy. So it's interesting. A lot more edgy there. Again, so like the way you could utilize these is just writing a pattern in here. and say down. So you notice each key doesn't actually, it corresponds to a different chord in that session, or that particular theme that we have loaded up, which is called session 1. So it all kind of corresponds together. You're not gonna have like a major and a minor like going right next to each other. That would sound like really off-putting, really not pleasant. So just experiment with which chords are like on each key, and you'll come up with something good pretty easily just by doing something like that. This is not Logic. This is Studio One. This is actually incredibly similar to Cubase. I don't know what the big, I have Cubase as well. They're all pretty similar. I mean, especially Studio One and Cubase. I use both. So that's just 2 chords from this. So I mean, again, like we could use this in any genre, really. That if you want to do like something electronic, it would be so effective just to do like a little kind of lo-fi drum beat under that. You know, it's already very moody. The delay, it's very ambient, very relaxed, very chill. And we could just like say load in a drum. What this is just like what's immediately coming to me as I listen to that is just like a nice kind of lo-fi beat. So if we load in PreSonus Impact and load up a kit. And just kind of like do something really simple. So something insanely simple like that, and it complements those chords perfectly. And then again, remember that we have like different things programmed to each section of keys, area of the keyboard. So right now I'm just doing the chords, so we can use phrases, sequences on top of that, and they're just going to correspond perfectly because they're all like, you know, meant to go together. If I go here, and just raise that up, just, you know, put the exact same thing an octave above, and it's going to go into the phrases, so it'll sound like this. And you can raise them up another octave for a longer sequence. So we could also try, since the sequences could go on longer, change the chords on the bottom to those two that I've been using this whole time, just, you know, 2 bars of each there, and then have that sequence play. I don't know if it'll sound good. I think it will. What it is that sequence is meant to go on even longer, as you could kind of watch it there playing along. It started to loop like right there, and there's a second half to it. So I just kind of want to see what that sounds like. Just extend this loop out, double it, and then we could even just do the exact same chords we've been doing here. Just like that. And I forgot to do my drums, but I mean, you hear that sounds really, really good. Just that same phrase going on. So just kind of change it up like that. And we can watch it play along here. So Opacity 1 and 2, it's just more content. It's the same philosophy, the guitar, phrases, chords, swells, all that stuff. It's just going to have a different content to it. So we can even look at that. Everything's going to be very familiar, as you can already see. So what I'm going to do is just take that, the exact same MIDI data, and put it to Opacity 2, which I'm going to load a different one because that one's meant to be like 77 BPM. So just go to like session 4, which is at 115. Currently I'm at 120. That's why I just changed that. So that's the difference. It's really is just a sequel. So they're both gonna have the same kind of sounds, the same, you know, guitars, different, the same overall vibe, very beautiful, very spacey, very textured and kind of chill, relax. But there's just gonna be a whole new set of sessions, a whole new chords, new phrases, new sequences, new everything. So it really is just a sequel in the most pure sense of the word. So right now, session 5 to and then you can add some other stuff on top of that. Again, going back, see what key we're in there. C sharp minor. So just adding this from Adam, again, and they're all part of the same bundle. So you have to again look at the actual key of this. So you may look at like my MIDI data for this and see that this is a C, and then that's going to a D sharp. That's not the actual like notes in the key. How I figure that out is just going here and looking. That's a C sharp minor, so obviously we're going to go to a C sharp when we add in another library like this, and then together it sounds really great. So really cool stuff there. My foot's like completely falling asleep. Let's go ahead and do giveaway 2. It's almost been an hour we've been streaming. So guys, let me know if there's like anything you want to hear. I have limited stuff here right now. I have Vivum. I should probably have, you know, a handful of the other stuff. But if there's anything like specific you want to hear in Atom, Opacity, or the Vivum things, just let me know. And we're gonna do our giveaway 2 now. Which, remember, if you're new here, just please type 1 number into the chat between 1 and 1000. Only type 1. Just type a random number, and then whoever guesses closest to the randomly generated number is going to win a $50 gift card. So you can go ahead and start that now for giveaway 2, and we have 2 more after this. 1 number between 1 and 1000. I definitely think I'm dealing with latency here today. Where's my mouse? So here's some fun, interesting things about what I've personally been up to the past month or so. As many of you knew, I left the country for the first time and went to Mongolia. Oh, I got an instrument there too. A Kazakh dombra. You guys ever heard of that? It's a 2-stringed lute type pluck stringed instrument. But that was absolutely a wild time. We did pretty much everything you could possibly do there. So if you want to know what that was like, so like the first day we went to like a monastery, and we you know, the Gregorian chant, or the monks chanting and stuff like that. I got like all that on recorded this stuff. The monastery, that was a 50-foot tall Buddha statue. This is what just the views were like, absolutely stunning. There's always animals crossing the street. This was a kid I met at the festival who wanted to try this lens, and then asked if his father could take a picture of us. This is someone from a documentary that I scored in 2019 that many of you know about. And so like I finally got to meet her, and it's really cool because I wrote a theme like specifically for her. She's like one of the main people in the documentary, and then now I've got to meet her all, you know, 6,000 miles away. There's a bunch of camels. That's where we stayed the last night, was by the mountains, living with people like this who are just nomadic eagle hunters, and they use eagles to hunt prey in the winter. And I mean, they are huge. They're absolutely huge, which is really awe-inspiring when you get to kind of interact with them like that. This is where we're at now in the ocean. Blah blah blah. So I mean, it was just like a lot of incredible sights that you don't see every day. Just all these horses crossing the river, meeting these families, staying with these families. So this is just kind of like how big the birds are. All really cool stuff. I knew some of you would be wanting to know how that was. I did see some throat singers. Have I used the Embertone Mountain Dulcimer in a piece? I have. Oh, the instrument, the Kazakh Dombra. I mean, they would have them when we were so we like went out in the remote areas where there's no cell signal, no stores, no nothing. So that was like our source of entertainment when we're out there is singing traditional Kazakh songs in Western Mongolia. This is not tuned correctly, but this is what it is. So that's tuned too low, so it's traditionally tuned higher, like quite a bit higher, but that's what it sounds like. It's a really cool instrument. There's actually a really good contact library I used in the actual like documentary. So it's the tuning is usually D and G. So it's like the middle two strings of a guitar, which is why it was so easy for me to play. I mean, there's like 10,000 pictures from this trip that all the best ones I have not even uploaded yet. And they're like on a hard drive that I have that's not even plugged in right now. So there's gonna be some insanely epic pictures. Um, all right, we're gonna wind down giveaway two, and then probably just knock out a couple more because we've been here an hour, and I'm at the ocean, so there's some fun stuff I want to do before we leave tomorrow in 24 hours. What was the food like? A lot of lamb. Um, so everything's like revolves around food there pretty much. The lives of the people that we stayed with are 100% like we would stay at just their summer home. They'd have like four homes and they'd just migrate with animals to go to the different areas. So there's a lot of lamb meat, a lot of cheese and milk products, which I'm lactose intolerant and I didn't try a lot of them. Um, But there was a lot of food. I watched a lamb be slaughtered and then we ate it the next day, so it is fresh. Everything, pretty much every day, there was just one thing after the other that I've never seen or experienced before, and you're just like, oh wow, that's cool, and then like something else, it just one after the other, constant things that you're just 100% immersed into a completely different culture, which was amazing. And 8 people like me just traveling, taking photographs, and just experiencing it all. Um, and they were literally just people just welcoming us into their home, and it was amazing. Obviously, the guy who arranged it has been doing this for 15 years and knows them very, very well, but it's still just awesome to just kind of like experience a slice of life so far removed from our society, and they're just so welcoming and allow you to do that. It's awesome. The trip was it was 2 weeks that I was there, but in total 20 days, because it was like many long flights, so like a 14-hour flight from here to South Korea, and a couple like really long layovers. I had to sleep at the airport a couple times. Yeah, 14 days. What was my favorite part of the trip? Um, I don't know. There's three distinct different camps we stayed at, with the locals people and everything, and so they were all just like very different. Marley, audio plug-in boots over there, I hear. They were all just very different. The first one had a lot of horses, which is where I took this picture of them. They herded them across the river. This was literally an 8-year-old boy was doing this herding. So just seeing how they all grow up and how they all operate as a family unit, and kids that are 8 years old can ride horses and herd animals better than I could ever imagine. And I'm 33. It was just very fascinating. So like the first place was a lot of horses like that, and raising horses, milking horses, branding horses, racing horse. They had a ton. And the second two were eagle hunters, where it was more remote and where they have the eagles. So it, I don't think I can even say a favorite part. It was all just crazy. So these kids that I had a photo of, and I didn't forget the giveaway. I have a winner already. Um, the winning number for the second giveaway was 194. So if you guys want to find that while I'm looking at this. So like these kids, uh they they bought a kite, or someone brought a gift for them from our group, a kite, and it was like a kind of a shitty kite, and it kept like spinning and just crashing. And so one of the coolest things was just like interacting with people, and even when you don't speak the same language, you have like a connection or something. So with the adults, it was like the food. We're all human. We all have to eat. So even if we don't speak the same language, there's that hospitality where they've cooked this for us, and they were all there eating, enjoying the time together. And with the kids, it was like that. See that kid right there? He's wearing this watch, and and it was just interesting to see them you know, fascinated with my phone, with my camera, with all that stuff. Like that, the first kid I showed you had never seen, like he had never seen like a camera like I had, and he was like, can I look at it? And I just kept it around my neck and let him look, and it's like super telephoto. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, this is so cool. Obviously that kid spoke English. This was at a festival. And then later on he's like, my father, can he please take a picture of us? Like, absolutely, I want one too. So it was interesting to kind of share stuff like that with them. And then the kids here, there was a kite, and what was hilarious was it kept spinning and crashing. And so when it did that, I was just like, woo, and like did a little, you know, fart sound and kind of motioning what the kite was doing. And every single kid just started doing that. And so we were all absolutely laughing our asses off because of this childish sound effect, because that's what the kite was doing. And it was those moments that was the coolest thing, was connecting with people through food or laughter or music, playing the instrument. It was connecting with people like that, even when you don't speak the same language. That's the coolest part. Even cooler than all the photographs and all that. Hi, Cole. No, I did not get a picture of the eagle making a killing. They'd only do that in winter. So the eagles are there now. They're just eating the food that the people give them. They're feasting on carcasses and stuff, and they were not actively hunting and killing. They only do that in the winter. Did I jam music with the? Yes, I did. That's what I said. That's how I started playing the Dombra. They had them out there. All right. So again, the winning number was 194. I saw someone say they had 181. That's 13 off. Did you guys see anyone who was closer? I see 199. See Lizeth Hernandez. Do do do. I do not have a. I have a video of like I have a lot of pictures and videos. Here's the one of the kids. See? It kept crashing. See? I did not tell them to do that. I just did it once and they all started doing it, like every single kid. I was dying of laughter. Um Let me see. I mean, this is how remote it was. There's no roads out there. We were crossing bridges like this that are just made and maintained by local people. One of the bridges like was literally, you could hear the logs like cracking. I didn't think we were gonna fall in, but I'm just saying it was sketchy to drive a gigantic vehicle over a bridge like that. This is like the very end of the horses that they all cross the river. And there's kids 8 years old who like was leading the whole thing. So I mean, I wish I got a video of the whole thing, because the sound these horses made, it was just the most thunderous sounds. They're all running through water, and this is just the very end, but you get the idea of how like epic it was. This little one here. So they all came across that river. That's how I got such cool photos. Hi everyone, if you're just joining, we're talking about completely random things. But we have 2 more giveaways to go. Oh, 3 of us also hitched a ride with a completely random family to cross a river, and that was amazing too. Because that was totally not planned, and they just came up to help us. If anyone's really interested in like what their music sounds like, I have videos of that as well. I know this is all completely off topic, but it's pretty cool. Go back. No, not that. Go back to my other thing. There it is. So yeah, I mean, today we looked at, a few different libraries. We'll look at Vivum a little bit. Someone asked about that. These ones are like really complex with like this little honeycomb thing. So like all these different layers are like different sounds. And you can hear how like as I enable these, it like adds more layers to the sound. Now it's just sort of a background thing. But Vivum is a very complex set of instruments, so there's 1 through 9 included in the bundle. And what this one from Vivum Sync is just 7, 8, 9. So we're only looking at 3 out of the whole bundle. Now we can just kind of open some of these and the snapshots here. So you can see how this is an arpeggio, and it's selecting like new sounds as it's playing through the arpeggio. The arpeggiator is down here. So if you watch that as it's playing, and like the different layers here, there are 6 here. We can like enable a few more, and you can hear how it goes through those different sounds I just enabled and now just disabled. So it's actually really fun just to kind of like do randomization stuff. you know, Vivum 7 random layer generator. That's what it's all for. A lot of the AudioFire stuff is just experimental, very textural, and it's fun just to randomize things like what I just did. Obviously, arpeggiator's kind of going through that sequence already, but... So that one's more, a little bit more traditional. It's kind of a pulsy type sound. And the snapshots should be automatically done. Because I just installed these on this computer, just all through Pulse, as you can see. It was done just, you know, about half hour before the stream. So all the snapshots are just automatically there for me. So these stack presets, I've always liked these a lot. So you can hear the additional sounds as I click those. So you can kind of look at the images here. These are like guitars, and there's a pick or plectrum, there's a xylophone or mallet type instrument, there's the headstock of a bass. So you can get the idea of what kind of sounds are going to be there. And also down here it says organic and hybrid loops. So each one is kind of going to focus on something different. But the overall philosophy, this layout, the whole, like all those honeycombs with all the different sounds. And again, sometimes just hit that random dice. So you can even go down here and see right there that says Celesta B is the selected sound here. Pulse pad, that's electric bass F. And you can hear the electric bass there. It's probably not the best on CPU. My meter's down in the corner. Right here. So anything time-based like this is not going to be... You'll probably hit a limit, even on a pretty powerful PC, if you try to do, you know, a shitload of layers of it. But I've noticed there are some libraries that I really don't like using, that are like advanced contact libraries with all this time-based stuff. I have not personally had any issues with any of the Vivum libraries or any of the AudioFire libraries. Uh, I have had issues with other ones like some of the Heaviosity, like Ascend, the time-based piano stuff, and which is really amazing library. So I don't know. I think it's definitely, you know, it's going to be a sequence time-based type thing. It's going to have a lot of CPU stuff going on, and I'm not going to say it's going to be totally perfect. It's so lightweight, it's not, but I have not had any personal issues with it on this computer, and I have had some issues with some other things uh, on this specific machine. All right, so there seems to be a ton of latency on the stream today, and it's a little bit frustrating. I don't know how much is going on, but I want to do the other giveaways. So we're gonna do just knock a couple of them out. If anyone has any questions or anything, I'm more than happy to answer those as well. So we're going to do giveaway 3. How did those work? Again, most of you know, but I'm going to ask everyone to please type one number between 1 and 1000 into the chat. Remember, one number only, please. And you can go ahead and everyone can start that for giveaway 3. So today, with just a few easy clicks, we did some pretty cool stuff using Opacity, an Atom, and just some drums with this little thing. And what I added there at the end was just some of Vivum from Vivum 9, which was that the kind of organic plucked instruments, and it just added this little sequence here. I just changed it to a different session on Opacity too. We have a totally different sound now, different key, different chords. I do not know what kind of guitar they used. I think they say so. Kind of sounds like a kind of stratty on some of those. So I know that they used a variety of different guitars. So that if I'm looking at images from like their thing, it looks like a like I think that's a Mustang or a Fender Mustang played with a bow. There's some headstocks here of Fender, a couple Fenders there. So definitely a Strat in there, and probably a Les Paul or something like that, and probably some hollow body, semi hollow body as well. They have like videos on about the production of this library on their website. So I'm just looking at that now. All right, let's wrap up giveaway 3 and then we'll do the one more. The Muse upright bass again, so that's, you know, just an upright bass. The Moto Bass 2 by IK Multimedia is a lot. Those aren't samples, but there's a lot more different sounds to it. Moto Bass 2 is like a modeled instrument. It's not a sample-based instrument. So it's like it's the footprint of that plugin is very, very small. Some people prefer, I usually prefer samples. I have Moto Bass. I don't know if it's the 2, but it's good, and you can get a ton of different like custom sounds from it. There's just ways to tweak the sound in so many different ways, like how they play it, where they play it on the string, what fret, all that kind of stuff. But it's not sampled. It's not a sampled instrument. So that gives you more flexibility, but some don't like it. It's not as realistic of a sound, but you can kind of mold it into whatever you want. There's pluses and minuses to both. I usually prefer sample-based instruments. Not usually, always. I always prefer sample-based instruments. But I think they're both pretty good. So giveaway 3. Winning number for that. $808. I love the Rickenbacker bass. It's my favorite. So the winning number for giveaway 3 is 808. Good music inspired number. So I see 801. See a lot of 800s, so that's the closest so far, which is 7 off. Yes, I saw the 818, but 801 is closer. I'm looking right now. That's why I did not say anything. So yeah, that's only 4 off. So there you go. And we'll do our last one right now. Does anyone have any questions about anything today? Again, doing a stream from a condo in on vacation, so not our ideal environment, I am aware. But at least we can take a look at these, have some fun, touch base with everyone, and then in a couple weeks we'll be back to our more routinely scheduled and planned streams. And so, we'll do our final giveaway here. Giveaway 4 of 4. I do not know if Vivum has drag and drop. Like samples or like MIDI sequences. Do I use Babylon Waves Art Conductor? No, I do not. What do you think of New Nation plugins? I'm only familiar with them through the few that we've done. I'd have to kind of look into more of those. I think they're normally tailored to more towards beat makers, and that's not, I'm not the target audience for those plugins, so I have not used them besides what I've done in the videos, so I'm really not too sure. So yeah, we're doing our final giveaway here. And it is 3:57 p.m. Eastern time. Time to go lay in the sun. I'm probably gonna go fishing actually. So it does seem like the let me see real quick. No, I'm still not sure about the drag and drop for the Vivum. I know there are other libraries do allow it, but I don't know for sure about the Vivum one. Now the dogs have their squeaky toys. We got a ton of entries here. Keep them coming. Hi, Cole. Come here, Pooch. He's running away. Yeah, I think that there's a bunch of good deals here for these couple weeks. I focus most on the ones I'm most familiar with, and we've kind of looked at these before. They seem to be selling quite well. It's a pretty popular deal, so I wanted to look more at this because I think it's also really great. The Audio Modern one. But if there's any deal you see on the page and you want to get a little more info about it, just go ahead and click on the picture of the product, and then it'll take you to the little sub page, and we will have some media there, either the official walkthroughs or demos or something like that. And most of the time, 99% of the time, we'll have an audio plugin deals video as well, which isn't an official walkthrough. It's just us checking out the product and either using it in a song or something like what we did today, stuff like that, so you can kind of see it or hear it in a more relaxed, informal setting. All right, get those final numbers in, winding it down shortly. Come here, audio plugin Pooch. Here's your Marley, everyone. That's audio plugin Pooch, if you don't know. Our official mascot. All right, final giveaway number was 483. Yes, we're in an Airbnb. Yes, of course they allow pets. I wouldn't sneak in Marley. Uh, and Cole's here too, yes. Was that the Half-Life symbol? Yes. What's the dinner? Was that the dinner? I don't understand. Okay, I'm looking for the final number. All this shit's going on. I gotta wrap this up. 483 was the final number. Do you guys see a winner? Because I see 476. Aaron Callum, which so far is the closest for me. And stop. All right, guys, that's the winner for the final one. There's too much shit going on. I can't even focus. So you win. I'm gonna go now. Thank you, everyone. We'll be back to our normal schedule and more planned and less chaotic in 2 weeks, I promise. Thank you, everyone. To the winners, remember to email support at audioplugin.deals, and there's always going to be some new deals coming up. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, we'll have videos, we'll have deals, we'll have giveaways, and we'll be back with the stream in 2 weeks. So thanks, everyone, and I will see you next time.